Hi, good night. Welcome to University Hacks. I am Shannon Samuda. With me, I have Mr. Granville Knight. He's the first Vice President, Student Affairs, and Clubs and Societies of the University of Technology Students Union. I also have Mr. Valdemar Wallace. He's the Economic and Statistical Analyst at the University of Technology, Jamaica. He was also a part of the Students Union Board as President and Vice President. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, Mr. Muda.
Good night, Mr. Muda. Thanks for having me.
Before we begin the discussion, let's learn of some of the challenges that the students faced on campus during their time here at the University of Technology. Let's have a look.
I'm Megan Simmons, and today we'll be asking the UTech population what are some things that they wished they knew about the UTech system, processes, administration that would have helped improve their stay here.
What my course really entails, like about the final project, that to start thinking about it from year one. I wish that I also knew about like some of the places that you could go to get your stuff printed for free. I wish I knew about like some of the advisors, like who to go to if you're having problems, like the student union representatives. So yeah.
One thing I think I wish I knew before I got here was the fact that I never had to do so much credits in first year.
I wish I knew that my password would expire after X amount of days.
So, gentlemen, based on some of the responses, what advice are you able to offer, or what guidance or direction can you give to the students?
If I may begin, firstly, I must say that coming to the University of Technology in Jamaica is one of the best decisions that a student can make. Now, when you start the university, we have very good structures in place to ensure that students are adequately guided.
I know some persons have a little trouble finding places to print, whether on campus or if they have to go off campus to Papid. Where on the campus can persons print other than quota? Even some persons don't know about the quota, so can you speak about the quota?
Quota. My friend provides printing services at his office, so I'm sure he can tell us the rates. Are very affordable, right?
Quite so. The rate for printing at the printery is $5 per page.
Black and white?
Black and white, of course. Color depends on the density of the color. The rates varies. Also, you can get your printing done at the printery. It's $10 per page, and also there's photocopying services. The rate offered on campus is much cheaper than anywhere else that you may go outside of the university.
Okay, so why is it, for the quota printing, why is it that only some of the labs on campus offer this service? Why not all of the university offering the service, seeing that we are given this quota every semester? By the way, how much is the quota that's given every semester?
A student is ascribed $200 per semester.
$200 per semester. So why is it that they can use the quota in only certain labs?
You see, and if I may add, we have to ensure that the environment facilitates learning as best as possible. Now, a lot of these labs are dedicated to class times, so it's a little more manageable to have printing done at various locations. And so far, we find that students have benefited because if you're in a class, classes are not disrupted. If you are printing, you know that you can go somewhere and print without having to leave from point A to point B, then to point C, and be traveling around in a circle. So I think in addition to the dedicated labs for printing, and the Students Union and their very reasonable rates, and also the TIC, I think we have adequate facilities on campus for printing. And I realized recently that the School of Business Administration student representative, their office, that office now offers printing. So we have sufficient printing facilities on campus.
Okay, so places for printing: TIC, UTech Print Tray, SOBA, Student Affairs Office. So that's 3 so far beside the lab. Okay, so as it relates to one of the major concerns of the students, accounts. I think all of any pent-up anger that the students have stem from accounts.
The current challenges that students face, let me first admit that if something bothers the students, it is a problem for the university. So let me establish that. And if it is that accounts is a problem, then one thing that they can do, we have the Office of the Customer Service Advocate, Mrs. Tracy Pessoa, that they can report challenges to. Not necessarily accounting, but any customer service related issue can be reported to her. As regards accounts,
Where is Ms. Pessoa located on campus?
she's located in the 3rd floor of the main administration building.
Okay.
So customer service issues, she is there to ensure that customer service needs are met. But for accounts, when it comes on to module selection, we find that sometimes students don't really select the modules on time. We're not quite sure why. Sometimes we find that there are some gaps in between payments. So we say the deadline is the Friday, and they would pay Thursday, but it takes 2 days for clearing, 2 working days. So you recognize that on Friday they would come and they would expect to see their accounts updated, but it really takes 48 hours. So you can realize that there is a lapse sometimes.
Alright, so where are some of the places to go in regards to a registration issue? Where would I go?
It depends on the nature of your issue, but this is where I like to introduce the Students' Union Council. If you have a problem with registration as well, speak to your student representatives. This also should be your first contact in any issue that you have within the university.
Okay.
And then of course you speak to your program advisor, your head of school. That's where you get proper guidance from.
As it relates to my passwords, the students, I'm speaking from the students' perspective. As it relates to passwords, what can you tell me about that?
When a student first enters the university, to access Wi-Fi, to access most of our online services, will require you to have a password. This is of course one to ensure student security and to ensure that whoever are using our system is a part of the university. So as it relates to password, you will go to the SCIT office. It's the SCIT main building, and by SCIT that's the computer lab by SCIT building. There you'll receive a general password and you'll use that general password to log onto the system, and then you'll be required to change your password. The password is required to change every semester, and it is set in such a way that the password that you used last semester cannot be used this semester, so as to ensure your security.
Okay, and I see a lot of students on campus with their laptops. Is it just that after I get my password from SCIT, I can log onto my laptop?
No, first of all, your laptop must be configured to the university system.
Okay, where do I go to configure?
Oh, the same place. You can configure it at the SCIT office. They will give you the instruction, or they oftentimes they are kind of to assist you. But of course, there is a special place where a booth where they design just for that, where the instructions are there. You just follow the simple instructions, and you can do it by yourself. But a point to note here, you are only allowed to have one device connected to the internet at any given point.
One device from using my password?
Using your password.
Okay, so that's the reason. I'm glad. Now tell me what the student union body, what is their role?
The motto of the Students' Union is simply to serve and to represent. It means
Serve and represent the university or the students of the university?
The Students' Union Council is here for the students.
Okay.
We are here to ensure, one, that the students' voice are heard. We are here as their advocates. Whatever issues that you are facing, if you have an issue and you bring it to your lecturers or bring it to the university and they are not resolving it, then you come to us and we do everything within our powers to ensure that your voice is heard. As it relates to service, we provide student services. We talk about through the Army of Student Services, where we provide like Love Lunch, Love Bus. The sports department, we provide you with different sporting activities, and then there's entertainment. So most of your university life revolves around the Students' Union Council. So every single activity, most of the activities that you can think about that has to do with student welfare and student development.
Well, basically campus life.
Campus life revolves around the student. We must also remember that registration is done online. So even when you go to admissions, you still have to go online, but of course you receive the guidance there.
Well, that is it for University Hacks. I would love to thank Mr. Granville Knight and Mr. Valdemir Wallace for doing such a brilliant job of explaining to us where on campus we can go to get our issues resolved. Thank you again, and I hope to do this next time.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of myself and a few of my colleagues at the university.
If you're unsure about anything else at the University of Technology, just see a handbook. It has everything you'll need to survive. We're nervous. Alright, hold on.
I got. Well, what a new for I got here.
I wish I knew about the quota you get at. I wish I knew about the quota you get at least 3. I wish I knew about 5, 4, 3.